Hey, house guests, welcome to today's BBCan 10 updates and spoilers. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Our house guests of the day are Robin S. Yesme and Janet Joseph. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. What? And before we get started, I also want to thank our super chatters. Yesterday we had Jefferson Tucker. Thank you so much. Super chat is a fantastic way to support our channel. Jefferson Tucker's back again today for more. Thank you so much. And he said today's scream break sponsored by Martin. You gotta love those scream breaks, right? I feel like this cast just has so much personality, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And Kevin, with all of his songs and everything that he's been creating, it's been a wild ride already. But thank you again to Jefferson, and thank you to Sheena Arrow TVD. Oh, yes. Sheena, welcome back. Thank you so much for the super chat. And he says, happy Survivor 42 premiere day and great job on the updates and spoilers, Maddie and Janet for BBCan 10. Thanks so much for watching. And yes, I'm so excited for Survivor tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. We still have to finish Amazing Race. We fell behind during Celebrity Big Brother and the Olympics, but we just have a few episodes left to go, and I already know who won, whatever, but it's still fun to watch. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Survivor tonight. All right, let's get started. When we left off yesterday, we've got Betty versus Jay up on the block, and as we've known all week, Jay is the target, but both nominees were campaigning yesterday, but it's not looking like Jay is going to be able to flip this vote. I think they're going to be leaving unless something insane happens. But in other news, we also saw that Kyle and Moose knew each other before the show. Kyle revealed this connection to Gino yesterday so that they wouldn't have any secrets between them. Because Kyle told Gino, you're my number one, you're my ride or die. I don't want this to like come out later and then you think that I've been like keeping things from you. So Kyle decided to reveal that to Gino. They talked about going to the final four with the bros, Marty and Herman. I don't want this. Kyle also talked to Moose about going to the final four with Gino and Marty. So that was the original bro alliance of 4. But Moose doesn't know yet that the other bros have talked extensively about kicking him out of that alliance and replacing him with Herman because they trust Herman more and they think that Moose is playing the middle. So outside of that, it sounds like the Savage 7 alliance is BS, but Tanisha, Summer, and Herman are prioritizing it. So everyone else is just like, whatever, we don't care about this. The bros in the alliance. But Herman, I don't fully consider him a bro yet because he still seems to be prioritizing the Savage 7. Okay. So anyway, let's take a look at Jay's campaigning a bit. Jay was campaigning to Moose and Kyle over a game of pool yesterday. And Jay says, man, Betty is really mad about being the replacement nominee. They're hoping that they can use that to their advantage to help get the votes to stay. And I just want to note, too, Betty has also been campaigning a bit, and she keeps telling people, I'm not going to throw Jay under the bus. If I'm good for your game, cool, whatever. Betty also is hesitant to really campaign to people that she doesn't already have some sort of a game connection to. But then she's getting feedback from people like, oh, we haven't really talked yet, so I didn't know where you stood. So she's realizing, holy crap, I need to start talking to people more because they're getting the wrong idea about me. But anyway, back to Jay's campaign. Jay says, I have no alliances in this house, no one that I'm playing with, and no one would expect me to work with like Marty and Kyle. But if Betty wins anything, she's going to go after Marty because she just felt so blindsided by him putting her up as the replacement nominee. She's not happy with him. So Jay says, I would be so grateful to anyone who keeps me. I just want to find some people to play this game with. So then Jay and Kyle are alone. And Jay brings up their conflict from a few days ago. The one where Jay told Kyle that they're targeting him, Gino, Marty, Herman, and Moose. if they stay. And Jay says, you know what? We were able to communicate and work through that, and they are in a much better place now. They really have come a long way. And Kyle says, yeah, it is nice to play with people who will be straightforward and honest with me, even if it's something I don't want to hear. So Kyle asks, if you were to stay and win HOH next week, where's your head at? You know, if I'm still your target, please let me know. I really doubt that Jay would just be like, yeah, you're still my target. So Jay is now claiming that they would target Summer if they won HOH. Jay says, Summer's a scary player for me. She tells me one thing and does another, and that makes me nervous. What? Summer? Ugh. I really hope that Jay is just saying all this because they're talking to Kyle, but I'm scared. I mean, we don't really think that Jay would target Summer, right? That would be insane. But Jay tells Kyle, I want to see people that compete. And again, they're saying if you, Marty, Gino, Herman, like all you voted to keep me, I would be loyal to you. Loyalty is very important to me. So then a little later, they took a break from the game. The house guests were all getting ready for Jay's fashion show, and all of the models were showcasing Jay's clothing. So the house guests were divided into two groups so that they could have half of the audience watch the fashion show while the other half was modeling, which was a good way to do it because I think having an audience definitely added to the experience. And the spectators were all looking chic too. They were dressed in black when they weren't modeling. And the house guests like lined up the couches in the backyard on either side of the back door to create a runway. And just like the way that that back door is framed too, with the $100,000 sign and all that, it looked really cool. Steph was helping with everyone's makeup and helping get everyone ready. And Jay dubbed it a night of 1,000 J's. And I have to say, this fashion show was a lot of fun. You can tell that Jay is very talented at their job as a theater director. We got to see Jay in action, and I thought they did a fantastic job. And it seemed like everybody was having a good time. All the house guests were participating, showing their personalities, and I really hope that we get to see some of this on the show because it was fun. Also, Jay brought a lot of clothes. I don't know how they made it all work, but they had a lot of clothes. Okay. I have to say too, Jay did take the opportunity while group 2 was getting ready to do a quick campaign pitch. Jay was talking to Herman, Moose, Josh, and Kevin. And Jay says, I can help your game. I would be a target in front of you. I can work with you and help you out because I'm better at competitions than Betty. And if I stay, you get to wear my clothes. If I go, you have to help me pack my bag. And that's not going to be very fun. So Jay says, we'll have more conversations about this when we're not having fun. This is time for fashion, right? Okay, so later, and then they did group 2 and whatever. They had fun, and it was fun to watch. All right, later, back to the game. Kyle, Gino, and Marty check in with each other, and Kyle's like, all right, tonight would be a good time to set our plan in motion to put a target on Moose. Because we talked about this yesterday. Kyle has come up with this plan. He wants Gino to talk to JC Lynn and tell JC Lynn that Moose said JC Lynn and Steph said that they would take out Kyle and Gino the first chance that they get. So Kyle wants JC Lynn and Steph to do the bros dirty work if they win HOH and take out Moose for them. Now, I don't think this conversation ended up happening last night. If it did, I didn't see it, but I don't think it happened last night. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I really think that it's unnecessary. I mean, Kyle and Gino are already tight with Steph and JC Lynn. They're in that retreat alliance with them. Why don't they just say, I think you should target Moose? Why do they have to do this whole song and dance? It seems like a bit much. But Kyle, Gino, and Marty also discussed Jay's campaign, and they agree. It's just too little, too late at this point. Marty says, Jay wants to work with me now that their back is against the wall. Nah, not going to work. So the bros still want Jay to go, and they should have the votes to do it. All right. So then Betty, Tanisha, and Summer were chatting in the lounge, and this was interesting. First of all, they're all pissed that Jay is throwing them under the bus in their campaigning because Jay told JC Lynn and Steph that Summer and Tanisha are targeting them. And we've also seen that Jay is talking about Betty and saying that they're better for people's games than Betty would be, blah, blah, blah. So they agree it's time for Jay to go. Summer really feels like she's in trouble at this point. She feels like she's screwed next week unless she, Tanisha, or maybe Kevin win HOH. What about Betty? You're in an alliance with Betty and you are talking to her in this moment and you're saying like you're not listing her as someone you'd feel comfortable with winning HOH. Also, Kevin has been throwing Summer and Tanisha under the bus hard. They are under his spell. They think that Kevin is a number for them. So Summer says that she doesn't even really trust Helena right now. And Helena is also supposed to be in the Man Down alliance with them. So they're chatting, and then Kyle and Herman pop in the room for a second. I think they were saying like dinner's ready or whatever. And as soon as Kyle and Herman leave, we can hear their audio still. And Kyle is saying to Herman, "Oh man, it's not good that those three are in a room talking together." And Herman says, "Yeah, it looked pretty serious in there." I can't. I can't deal with this freaking patriarchy in this house. But anyway, after Betty's talking about how she wants to target Marty, Kyle, and Gino because they're not even trying to keep it a secret that they're super tight and working together. So Summer says she's still with the Man Downs Alliance, but she needs to work on her trust with Helena because it's just not there at this point. I gotta say, this group needs to communicate better because there is a lot of potential in this alliance for them to go far if they work together. But right now, they don't trust each other enough, and it's really sad. Okay, so a few quick things from last night. Jay and Josh did, I believe it's called some smudging out by the hot tub. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's similar to saging. It's like a ceremonial burning of herbs to cleanse yourself of negative energy. And I have to say, it was very cool to see them share that experience. I think that's awesome. And I hope that they will show that on the show so that more people will get to see it. This is a rough transition, but in other news, Steph and Herman made out. This was not on the feeds. But Steph was telling JC Lynn about it. She was like, yeah, Herman's a good kisser, but it doesn't seem like this is a serious thing. They're just having fun. It is well known around the house that Gino was Steph's first choice. And obviously Gino is with JC Lynn now. So that's kind of like, yikes, if you're Herman, right? But Steph said it's fun and flirty and good for her game. It seemed like she was more interested in the game aspect of this. She wants that protection from Herman. And Herman also confirmed later it's not serious. I mean, we'll see if it stays that way, but for now it just seems like they make out and that's it. Whatever. Okay. So then anyway, moving on. Helena and Marty had a game chat last night, and this was very interesting. Marty feels that Betty is still very bitter about him nominating her as the replacement. Would you say she's a bitter Betty? Yeah. But anyway, Marty is like really freaked out that Betty is still upset with him. He's afraid that Betty is going to target him if she wins HOH. Can you really blame her? But yeah, Helena says we can't let that happen. You know, we got to make sure if she wins that she targets somebody else. Apparently, Marty and Helena have a final two deal. I don't know when this happened. I don't know if this was like already established, like before the feeds even came on. I don't know. But they're sharing some info here and they're calling themselves MSF. Apparently, it stands for like mutter shit faces. I don't know what that is. Oh, is that like an Acadian thing? Like a mutter parade? I don't know. I probably look really stupid right now. Oh, that's a mummer, right? That's a mummer. So I don't know what they're talking about. But I don't know if they're allowed to have an alliance name with shit in it. So they might have to rename that. I don't know. But I'm also not sure where this alliance ranks for either of them. Is Helena more loyal to Marty or to Kevin? I don't know. I feel like at this point, Helena's really just playing a straight up floater game. And I mean that in the sense of like the original definition for floater, where she floats two different groups, not like a coaster who just coasts through the game. Um, we'll see if she's able to keep it up and who she's more loyal to. But for Marty, he did mention very nonchalantly to Helena that he's working with the guys. And at one point he was whispering, and it sounded like he said he knows he's at the bottom of the totem pole with the boys. And they're just like numbers for now. So I'm not sure how serious he was about that because he's told like everybody that he's working with the guys. That's not anything new, really. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But Helena's like, yeah, I get it. I get it. Like, you do what you got to do. Interesting. Okay. So then a little later, Kevin and Betty finally chatting, working through things in the storage room, clearing the air. Betty pretty much clocks Kevin's game. She's like, yeah, I know you're telling people that you don't know how to play this game. Everyone's giving you their heart and soul, which I bought into. And then all of a sudden, I was on the block. So she really thinks that Kevin had something to do with her going up on the block. And he did. I mean, a few people did, though. And Kevin is like, oh, I'm not the reason you're on the block, blah, blah, blah. I didn't sell you out to Marty. Because Betty was wondering if Kevin tried to throw her under the bus to Marty, saying like, oh, Betty would vote for me to go if I was up on the block against Jay. And Betty's like, no, I never would have voted you out. I was just, that's not true. So Kevin says he is voting to keep Betty this week. And Betty apologizes for being kind of harsh to Kevin the other day. But at the same time, she's like, I can't wait to watch the show and see if I was right about you. Then, like, you're playing the game, acting like you don't know what's going on. And then you're in the diary room, like, I'm playing all of them. I mean, she's right, though. That is exactly what Kevin's doing. Betty says that Kevin is the biggest strategist of this season. And she's kind of like laughing through this whole conversation, but she's also serious about it. It's very similar to the other day when she was talking to Moose and trying to like suss out who he's working with because he kind of spilled the beans that he was in some alliances. And she was like laughing, but also genuinely trying to get the information. So Kevin also tells Betty he's still open to working with her if that's something she's interested in. And Betty does not seem into this because she sees through him. She does not want to get fooled by Kevin again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Am I right? Okay. So that was all last night. This morning, Kyle and Herman have a check-in in the HOH room. Interesting. Herman is saying, I'm locked in. I'm trying to make sure that I don't overplay. I don't want to do too much. And I have to say, Herman has been doing a really good job of that, unlike the rest of the bros who are already talking about targeting their own allies. So Kyle is talking about the bro alliance with the two of them, Gino and Marty. And Herman seems a little bit hesitant about it because he's like, well, that would bring our total numbers of people that we're working with to 10 because we've already got the Savage 7. Then you add on JC Lynn and Steph from the retreat. So that would be 9. And then Marty from the Sparrows Alliance would be 10. That's a lot because there's not that many people outside of that big group. So Kyle's like, yeah, well, the alliances are going to have to take shots at each other at some point anyway. And Herman's like, I know, but we have the majority right now with the Savage 7. So Herman says everyone in the Savage 7 needs to pull their weight and try to win competitions. We need to make sure we hold our majority. So they discuss what they would do if they won HOH. And Kyle says, all right, if I win, I would put up Betty for sure. But he's not sure who would be up next to her. So Herman's like, well, no one from Savage 7, right? And Kyle says, maybe Moose. Ah! So this is like the first that Herman is hearing of this. So Herman is surprised. He's like, you're already going to go after somebody in our alliance? And Kyle says it's unrealistic to think that the Savage Seven is going to make it to the top 9. And Herman disagrees. He's like, I don't want this alliance to implode and then it becomes a guys versus girls situation. We're going to be losing numbers if that happens. And Kyle says, yeah, but I'm still skeptical of Tanisha and Summer. And Tanisha and Summer are in that Savage Seven alliance. Will Herman bring this information back to them? Because he has gotten pretty close to Tanisha and Summer. I feel like no, because he's going to want to keep the alliance together. And if he starts spreading that to Tanisha and Summer, it could just make the divisions deeper. So I feel like he's not going to share that info at this point. But Herman says he feels that the girls are loyal and he thinks that Kyle should talk to them more. He says, we control the vote right now. We cannot implode. He says it would be an absolute travesty if we F this up at this point. Would it be a travesty though? Okay, so that was that. In other news, JC Lynn and Gino cranking up the showmance. They kiss now? Cool. Great. So much fun. So immediately after they made out a little bit, JC Lynn apologized to her family. All right, so we got like 2-ish showmances, I guess. This one does seem more serious than Steph and Herman, though. This is like a legit showmance. The other one, I think they're just like making out. So anyway, there's some feelings involved here. But yeah, other than that, we've got 1 day left until the eviction. Jay and Betty still doing their thing, still campaigning. But at this point, Jay is still going. We'll see if they can turn the tide on that. I feel like no, but you never know. So let me know what you all think in the comments.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Hi, Bowie. Oh,
ready to shovel?
Yeah, it's a snowstorm today, so we got to get out there and shovel in a few minutes. But before we do that, I wanted to thank our super chatters today because you're amazing. Jefferson Tucker, thank you not once but twice. And he says, for the bitter Betty quip, that made me laugh. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And Sheena Arrow TVD, thank you so much again for your super chat.
I guess that's Sheena's new name.
I think so. Darren, is that you? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we got today. We've got an early episode tonight. It's on at 7.
7 o'clock. Don't forget, right into Survivor.
Yeah, right into Survivor, which should be exciting. So that's right. All right. So we're gonna leave on that note. It is Sheena, yes.
Yes. Excellent.
Nice. All right. So we'll see you all later for tonight's recap, and then again tomorrow for the next spoiler.
And
okay.
recap.
Yes, that's right. It's a double whammy.
It's a double.
Mm-hmm. So thank you all so much again, and until next time, much love. Bye.